Well, friends, once again, it's Toastmasters Tuesday, and this week, I'm in the office practicing a short 5 to 7 minute presentation for the Level 4 Toastmasters assignment, Building a Social Media Presence from the Effective Coaching Pathway. Now, if this assignment is one you're interested in completing, I'm going to introduce myself, provide a brief overview of why I'm giving the presentation, commence with a little encouragement for the group, and go on to add value and complete the task. If you'd like, you can provide some feedback below or utilize my presentation as a stepping stone to help you complete your next Toastmaster assignment. And as always, if you're looking for someone to help you with your presentation or to help you improve your public speaking skills, you can always find me at www.powerhousemotivations.com or email me at success@powerhousemotivations.com, and I'd love to help you. Now, as a reminder, this is a 5 to 7 minute presentation. That means the TM goal is to speak for no fewer than 5 minutes and no longer than 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So when I give my speech in the club, the Toastmaster of the day will introduce me to the audience. I'll quickly walk up to the stage and, well, here's what I'll say. So I'm Ernie Davis, the people's coach, and often I like to say that I am possibly one of the most awesome, inconspicuous multimillionaires you will ever meet. I'm the guy who loves life, loves living, and loves sharing his knowledge and wisdom to help you achieve success so that you can live, create, and enjoy the lifestyle you want and desire on your own terms as a leader and influencer of people. And if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, public speaker, freedom seeker, or leader who's interested in working one-on-one with your very own personal business, public speaking, leadership, or life coach, I'd love to talk to you. And yes, I'm the guy on Facebook and YouTube who's often saying things like, you can be, do, and achieve anything you put your mind to, as long as it's within your area of giftedness and you're willing to take persistent, consistent, and continuously improving actions to have and enjoy or get all the things you say you want and desire from life. And today, as a part of the Level 4 Toastmasters assignment, building a social media presence from the effective coaching pathway, which is relevant to all Toastmasters listening, I'm going to share with you a little bit of my experience and add some value by encouraging you to build and enhance your own social media presence to become a person of influence. And I'm going to leave you with about 3 or 4 things you should remember and a few things you should avoid by all means possible. So let's start with a question. What social media platforms have you been active on in the last 72 hours? Just shout them out or type them in the comment section. Now, which ones have you not been active on in the last few days, weeks, months, or ever? And trust, I know if you've never been active, you're probably not aware of those. So here's my first tip. Number 1, don't worry about those. Don't be like I was when I first got started almost a dozen years ago. You see, back around 2016, 14, 13, I was preparing to step away from the government and a life of top secret military operations where you didn't share everything or anything about your life except what you wanted your enemies to know, because they would utilize that information to torture you and your family if you were captured. That is, if they didn't just outright slaughter you. So leaving that environment with a dream and a vision like the one I had of becoming a person of influence, like someone who's visible and recognized on an international scale, it wasn't easy. It's still not easy. And combine that with being an extreme introvert like myself, and you've got a problem. Would you like to know how I solved that problem? Yeah. Well, I did exactly what you would do. I started taking advice from every professional, blogger, and writer who talked about networking and marketing or building a social media presence. And I'll never forget, there's this one lady from the Small Business Administration, the SBA, and she says, you got to be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, the World Wide Web. And she named a dozen other social media sites I can't even recall. And as soon as she was done, it's like, my head exploded. And I began thinking, how will I ever do the things I love doing, which is sharing my knowledge and wisdom with men and women like you, if all I do is post on social media all day, every day for the rest of my life? But I gave it a try. And you know what I discovered? It's a mistake. Don't do it. You only need 1 or 2 social media channels in the beginning, especially in the beginning when you're just getting started. You want to master one channel first to help you gain momentum. And then in the future, when you've got more money, time, and patience, you can hire someone to manage certain aspects of your social media presence. And that's the second tip. Number 2, consider hiring someone else. But don't be like me. Again, I'm an extreme introvert. I battle with ADHD daily, and my entire adult life has been about operating in the shadows and not telling everyone everything about my life. So I figured I'll make it easy. I'll just hire someone. And that's exactly what I did. I soon discovered it's only as expensive as you make it. You can hire an assistant on a site like Fiverr.com for a few pennies a day. But then I encountered the next problem. You want to avoid hiring anyone before you know or have an inkling of an idea of exactly what you're doing and why. And while I hired a little lady from the Philippines, another guy from the UK, a lady from India, and a gentleman from Pakistan. And we got 2 of my pages to about 15,000 people each. That's 30,000 followers. And while that went well, I was so early in building my coaching practice that I didn't know exactly what I should be talking about or why. So that great experience was in many ways a failure because I wasn't attracting the right people, the right followers. My results weren't producing the right income, and I got burnt out. So I fired everyone. Again, you only need 1 or 2 sites in the beginning, and you can hire folks on sites like Fiverr.com, but not until you know or have an inkling of an idea of exactly what you're doing and why. Now, here's the last thing I'm going to share with you, and it's this. You can be, do, and achieve anything you put your mind to, as long as it's within your area of giftedness and you're willing to take persistent, consistent, and continuously improving actions to have and enjoy or get what you want and desire from life. That's what I learned. But I also learned that there are a lot of negative and misguided people giving out false and misleading information that's detrimental to your success. They're quick to tell you what you must do, what you can't do, what you should do, and how you should do all the things they want you to do. And some of these people, they care about you. So if you're like me, in the beginning, you're going to listen. Or at least you're going to be compelled to listen. And eventually, after a lot of dollars spent, a lot of time wasted, you're going to discover that you're moving in the wrong direction at the wrong pace for all the wrong reasons. And at that very moment in time, I want you to remember, you must discover the 5 most important types of people to have in your life, environment, and inner circle. That is, if you want to become the star of your own story and be a hero in someone else's life. Now, that's a totally different presentation. So here's what I'll leave you with today. 1, you only need 1 or 2 social media sites in the beginning. 2, you can hire folks on sites like Fiverr.com, but not before you're ready. And 3, you can be, do, and achieve anything you put your mind to as long as it's within your area of giftedness and you're willing to take persistent, consistent, and continuously improving actions to have and enjoy or get all the things you say you want and desire from life. That's my message. I'm Ernie Davis, the People's Coach, and I'm done. I'll see you guys next week. Hey, this was fun. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Good luck on your next Toastmaster speech.